what would you guys consider a dating red flag?
If she's into me, that's probably the biggest red flag of all.
Men are red
in
flags.
general.
Are you alive and are you a man? You
Are
are
you
a
breathing?
red
Yes.
flag.
Well, I mean, besides the obvious ones, being late.
As someone who was
Strike
late,
two.
today, that's kind of awkward.
If someone is talking too much about themselves on the first date, like there's nothing else they can talk about other than themselves, red flag. Or
The greatest person alive.
the adverse of that, where people don't talk enough in a conversation. That's a hard balance. That's a hard balance.
Dating red flags. I would say if they want to communicate, only on Snapchat.
Ooh, that is sketchy.
Ginormous red flag. Also, if they have your phone number and still choose to talk to you just on Snap.
Which one is the red flag to you? Text messaging, phone calls, or voice memos? I think voice memos are red
memos
flags.
weird.
Yeah, that would be weird.
The only
Yeah.
way. Because
It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I just can't really text. It's like, you don't want a receipt. That's what's happening
Yeah.
here.
Ooh, that's a good one.
This used to be a red flag of mine, but it used to be having an Android. But now I can't say that because I'm dating
dare
a
you.
guy with an Android.
How dare you?
Or if someone doesn't have Spotify, for some reason that's a red flag for me. The guy that I was talking to a while ago, he was like, yeah, I don't listen to Spotify or Apple Music. And I was like, what do you listen to? He's like, YouTube
Yeah.
Music. And I was like,
I mean, I didn't have YouTube Music.
What about the person that does nothing but talk about their ex or talk about how toxic their ex was? And the more they talk about it, the more you're kind of like,
baby.
maybe you
were the problem. I'd like to introduce you to a phrase called common denominator.
Yeah. I think one of my biggest dating red flags when I was dating would be when they don't want you to meet their friends.
Oh,
And they like only invite you over in the nighttime hours,
that sounds just like a booty call, more of a first date.
which is yeah.
Have you ever been like very heavy in the situation where you've never seen them with a friend?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a big red flag too. You could be dating a serial killer.
I don't like it when someone's like too nice.
Yes. If they're too nice, it's like, okay, you're being way too nice. Like you have to have like an inner, like slightly like judgy bitch inside you.
And you can bond over mutual
Yes.
hatred.
Nothing bonds people like mutual hatred.
Yeah.
I would love to be on a first date and we both go, wow, that guy's fedora.
Is fedora a red flag now?
I mean, that was one of the obvious ones, right?
For me, a big red flag is when they say the L word after like a month.
Stop.
You mean who's that?
Stage. You don't even know my middle name and you're telling me you love me?
Whoa.
The stage 5 clinger, you know, they start talking to you about how many kids they want,
Oh, yeah. That's so
what
true.
they want to name their 6 kids.
What are your red flags if you go on today? You said you had many.
I do. I'm usually always late. That is a
Oh, that's a red flag
characteristic.
for me.
And I know some people hate it, and I'm not trying to be rude. It's just like hard to manage my time sometimes. And when they have any attitude, I'm like, let's cancel that.
So you don't go out on a lot of first dates?
Oh, I do.
Oh, okay. There's just no second.
That's my choice.
Wow.
Oh, Capricorn, red flag.
That's a red flag when people are like, I hate astrology people. I'm like, I don't care enough. Like,
This date
focus
is in
on
retrograde.
you. This
Yeah.
date is in retrograde, baby.
I guess for me too, also inviting you over to their place really fast, unless you're trying to like have a one night stand, you're like, let's like bang. But for me, it was like, the guy was like, yeah, it was Thanksgiving. He's like, we went on one date, and then he was like, do you want to come over for leftovers tomorrow? I was like,
Oh.
he's gonna murder me. I didn't go, and that's the Android guy too. So I was like, it's YouTube, Android, and trying to have me over. He was definitely a serial
Yeah.
killer.
I don't like when he doesn't accept my red flags. Like, for example, have a meatball stain on my shirt. And if he can't accept that, then it's not gonna work.
That is truly the case with you.
Also, I know this is super weird, but like one of my biggest issues is loud ears. So if we're on a date and I can hear you chewing your food, I am wishing death upon you.
You know, some of us just aren't completely self-aware in those moments, and I'm feeling a little called out right now.
I mean, but you're not eating dinner at a restaurant like you've been to prison, like shoving it in your face. Like any minute now, someone's taking my plate. Like stop.
He said,
You don't know what we've been through.
No.
The last thing I'll say as a red flag is when you go into a guy's room and they don't have any bed frames or anything. Their bed's on the floor, and it's always navy sheets for some reason. It's fine if you're starting off.
That's like 90% of men.
You just described my bedroom. I have a mattress. Well, I have a bed frame.
Oh, on their phone the entire time.
Good one. What if they have to take a phone call?
That's fine. If it's something that happens literally every time that you're together, though, is they have to take like 3 or 4 phone calls, they're dating someone else.
I don't like when a woman knows anyone that I know.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, I want to curate what they know, you know? Okay, these are all the great qualities, great qualities, great qualities. Then we drop in the negative. Then great, negative. I can't control what my friends are gonna say about me.
Honestly, this is a red flag.
I agree, and that's why I want to hide it.
My dating red flag immediately when I go on a date is to make sure they don't know my wife. That would be the big one.
Oh, I kind of think you're the red flag in that situation.
Yeah, well,